Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Gossips 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Rich Forrester thought he really knew Brooke Logan. They had been around each other for a long time. Rich Forrester and Brooke Logan would break up, then get back together. They would hurt each other, then make each other feel better. No matter what happened, Rich Forrester and Brooke Logan always found their way back to each other. Brooke Logan was the one person Rich Forrester could count on. Brooke Logan was like a place for Rich Forrester. Rich Forrester trusted Brooke Logan when everything else in his life was not going well. When he walked into the living room at the Forrester mansion that evening, the room was really quiet. He saw Brooke sitting there with her hands shaking in her lap. Her eyes were red because she had been crying. Something inside of Rich told him that what Brooke was about to say would change the Forrester mansion and everything in it. The house felt really heavy. It was like the walls were waiting to see what would happen next. Rich closed the door behind him slowly. He spoke in a voice because he was being careful. "Brooke, what is going on?" She looked up at him. In that moment, he did not see the confident and glamorous woman that he had loved for years. He saw fear. Brooke swallowed hard. Her voice was barely steady. "There is something I should have told you a time ago," she said. Rich frowned. He was trying to make things a little better. His heart was already beating really fast. "Okay," he said. "You are scaring me. What is it about Brooke and him and their relationship that you want to tell me?" Rich asked Brooke. Brooke got up, started walking around the room. She was trying to get from her own thoughts. "I have been keeping this secret for a long time, Rich," she said. "I thought I was helping everyone by not saying anything. I thought it was the thing to do." Ridge's face. He looked very serious. "What were you trying to protect us from?" he asked. Brooke stopped walking, turned to face him. She was crying. "From the truth about something," she said. The truth was something Brooke had been hiding for decades. Now she was telling Ridge. Ridge's chest felt really tight. "Brooke, just tell me what is going on," he said. His voice was shaking a little. "There is something about our past, something about our family that you do not know about," Brooke said slowly. The words just hung in the air, feeling really heavy. Rich crossed his arms over his chest like he was getting ready for something. "You are talking like someone's going to die or something," he said. Brooke shook her head back and forth. "No, it is not that," she said. "Something bad already happened. It happened a time ago." Then Brooke took a deep breath. "Do you remember the night of Eric and Stephanie's anniversary party, the one before Rick was born?" Rich nodded slowly. Yes, he remembered that night. "You and his dad had just broken up. You were really upset." Brooke. Tears started falling down her face. "That night changed everything for Eric and Stephanie and for us too." Rich felt a chill run down his spine. "What do you mean, how did it change everything?" he asked. She did not say anything for a moment, then she finally said the words that would change everything for Ridge. "Ridge, there was another baby." Ridge's heart stopped beating for a second. Brooke's voice was really quiet. She said, "What?" Ridge looked at her and he was surprised. Brooke told him something that shocked him. She said she was going to have a baby before she met Rick. She did not tell anyone about it. Ridge looked at Brooke. He could not believe what she was saying. He asked her, "You were going to have a baby? Whose baby was it?" Brooke closed her eyes. She looked very sad. She said, "The baby was yours, Ridge." Ridge felt like the room was spinning around him. He said, "That is not possible." Brooke said, "It is possible," in a voice. She also told him that she lost the baby. Ridge took a step back. His voice got louder. Brooke cried hard. "You are telling me that we had a child and you never told me," she said. She was very young when this happened. Brooke was scared because Eric had just pulled her into his world and everything was very complicated. Brooke did not know how to tell Ridge about the child. Then Brooke lost the baby before anyone even knew that Brooke was pregnant. Ridge's hands shook a lot. Brooke let Ridge believe his life that Rick was the only child that Brooke and Ridge had. Brooke said yes to what Ridge was saying. "I thought the hurt was finally gone. I thought it was best to forget about it." Ridge got really mad. "What do you mean it is better to leave it buried?" he said. "Is it better for you?" He turned around, started walking back and forth. "Do you know how that makes a man feel?" To know that he had a kid there even if it was just for a little while and he never got to be a dad? Brooke tried to touch him. He moved away. "Do not touch me," he said. Brooke started to cry. "Ridge, I am really sorry." He turned around. Saying sorry does not even come close to how I feel, Ridge. The news was like a wave that crashed into him and brought back a lot of memories. He thought about all the years they spent together, all the times they fought and all the times they made up. Through all of that, Brooke had kept a big secret from him. He wanted to know why she was telling him now. "Why are you telling me this now?" he asked. "Brooke." Then she wiped her face. "The truth always comes out," she said. "I could not keep lying." "Ridge." It was not a happy laugh. "So you are hurting us on purpose," he said. Brooke shook her head. "I did not want to lose you." "Well, congratulations," Ridge said in a tone. "You might have just lost me." He got really upset. Walked out, slamming the door so hard that the walls shook. The fallout was immediate. It was really bad. Ridge went straight to Eric, his father. Eric was the man who had taught him a lot. They had also been competitors at one time. Ridge's father was in his office looking at some designs when Ridge walked in suddenly. "Did you know this?" Ridge asked his father. Eric looked up. Seemed confused. "What are you talking about?" he asked. Ridge was very angry. His voice was shaking. "That Brooke was going to have my baby a time ago, and she never told me about it?" Eric's face turned white. Ridge was talking about Brooke and her secret. He was very upset about it. Eric was shocked when he heard what Ridge said about Brooke and her pregnancy. "Ridge, what is going on?" Ridge said in a tone, "She told me everything. So do not try to lie to me." Eric got up from his seat slowly. "No, I did not know anything about this," Eric said. Ridge did not believe him. "Course you did not know, because Brooke always looked out for you, did she not?" Eric started talking. "This situation is not about me. This is between you and Brooke." Ridge hit his hand on the desk hard. It became about the family the moment she kept a secret that big. Eric tried to calm Ridge. He said to Ridge, "Ridge, you need to talk to her, not tear the family." Ridge laughed in a bitter way. He said, "It is too late for that. News travels quickly in a place like Los Angeles." Steffi was the person to talk to Brooke about what happened. She said, "Is it true?" Her voice was very sharp. She asked, "Did you really keep something like that a secret from my father?" Brooke said yes. She had tears in her eyes. Steffi put her arms across her chest. She asked Brooke, "Do you know what this does to my father? To our family?" Brooke said quietly, "I never wanted to hurt anyone." Steffi's voice was shaking when she talked. Hope walked into the room. She could feel the tension. She said, "But you did." Then she asked, "What is going on?" Steffi gave her a look. She said, "Your mother's past has destroyed our family." Hope turned to her mother, Brooke. She said, "Mom." Brooke would not even look at Hope. Brooke said, "I made mistakes." Hope's heart felt really bad. She asked, "What kind of mistakes did you make?" When Brooke told her what happened, Hope felt like she was falling. She said, "You kept something that from Ridge?" Hope asked quietly, "Is this from all of you people?" Brooke nodded her head. "I thought I was keeping everyone safe." Hope's voice started to break. "Sometimes the truth is the thing that can really keep us safe. The truth is what we need to be protected." Ridge was not finished yet. He went to talk to Taylor because he needed something to make sense in all the craziness. "You always told me that Brooke was truthful," he said in a tone. "It turns out she has been keeping this hidden for a long time." Taylor looked really surprised. "Ridge, I had no idea," she said. "Course you did not," he said sharply. "Because Brooke acts like she is innocent. She is really keeping the biggest secrets to herself." Taylor tried to make Ridge feel better. "You are really hurting now, and that is okay," she said. Ridge was still talking about Brooke. Brooke had been lying to him for a time. Ridge shook his head. "No. I am really angry. The thing is, I do not know if I can ever trust Ridge's girlfriend again. Ridge is still thinking about what she did. It is making him very upset. Ridge just does not know what to do about the situation with his girlfriend." The Forrester family started to fall when they found out the truth. Eric tried to keep everyone calm. He said to the Forrester family, "We have been through times before. We will get through this too." Even Eric knew that something big had changed. Ridge left the house. The house felt really empty without Ridge. Brooke walked around the house like she was a ghost. She was thinking about all the things that happened in her past. At night she would sit by herself looking at pictures and saying sorry to the baby she never got to have. The woman said, "I am sorry," and she was crying. She was really scared. The woman kept saying I am sorry because she was scared. One night Ridge finally came back. He did not come back to make up. He came back to find out some things. "Why did you not tell me?" he asked in a voice. Brooke sounded very tired. She felt bad about what she did. "I did not tell you because I was scared you would hate me," she said. Ridge's eyes showed how pain he was in. "You did not give me a choice," he said. Brooke nodded her head. "I know," she said. Then he let out a breath. "We always told each other the truth, Brooke," he said. Ridge and Brooke had a life that was based on being honest with each other. She said quietly, "I thought we did." Then she said, "I failed." Ridge looked at her for a long time. He said, "This changes how I see everything." Brooke started crying. She said, "I still love you." Ridge's voice was softer now. It sounded really far away. He said, "Love does not erase the past." Brooke said, "I still love you," and Ridge said, "Love does not make everything okay." But what he really meant was that the things that happened before are still there and love does not make them go away. The family was trying to move on with their lives. Everything just felt really different. Steffi put all her energy into her job at Forrester Creations. Hope was having a time understanding why her mom made the choices she did. Eric was worried that the Forrester family name was going to be ruined. Ridge, he was dealing with a lot of pain because of a child he never got to know, a future that did not happen, and his love for Steffi that might never be the same again. Ridge was carrying around the weight of a love and a lost future, and it was really getting to him. The Forrester family was struggling to come to terms with what happened. It was affecting everyone, especially Ridge and Steffi and Hope. In the end, Brooke stood alone, facing the consequences of a secret she had carried for decades. "Some truths," she whispered to herself, "change everything." And for the Forrester family, nothing would ever be the same again. Ridge did not sleep that night. Every time he closed his eyes, the same picture flashed in his mind. A child that never existed, a future that was taken away before it even started. He sat on the edge of the bed in the guest house, staring at the wall as the sun slowly came up. The words of Brooke kept playing over and over in his head. Brooke said she was pregnant with Ridge's child. The hurt was not about what Ridge lost. It was about Ridge not saying anything for long. Ridge was silent for decades. He had lived his whole life thinking he knew everything about his life with Brooke. It turned out that one really big part of his life with Brooke was missing. Someone had taken out a piece of his life with Brooke and kept it a secret. His life with Brooke was not what he thought it was. When he got back to the house, Brooke was already sitting in the living room. She looked really tired, like she had not slept all. Her eyes were puffy from crying. Her hair was pulled back in a messy way. She got up when she saw him, and for a moment she looked hopeful. "Ridge." His voice was steady. It sounded mean. "I did not come here to be friends again. I came here to know what really happened. I want to know everything." Brooke nodded at him. "You should know what really happened, Ridge." Ridge and Brooke sat across from each other. The distance between Ridge and Brooke felt wider than it ever had before. Ridge asked Brooke a question in a voice. "What happened to the baby?" he said. Brooke swallowed hard. "I lost the baby," Brooke said. "I did not even know I was pregnant until the pain started happening to me. The doctor told Brooke it was a miscarriage." Ridge clenched his jaw tightly. "And you had to go through all of that by yourself?" he asked Brooke. Brooke nodded her head. Tears started to form in Brooke's eyes. "I thought that I had to do it," Brooke said. Ridge looked away from Brooke. His chest started to feel really tight. "You did not do that. You never had to do that." Brooke's voice was shaking. She said, "I was really scared, Ridge. You were in a fight with Eric. The whole family was having a lot of trouble. I did not want to make things worse." Ridge shook his head. Said, "You were never the problem, Brooke. You were the person I was working with." Brooke said quietly, "I understand that now, Ridge. You think of me as your partner, Ridge." News of Ridge's return spread fast. That afternoon, Steffi showed up. She looked very serious. She said to Ridge, "Dad, we need to talk about something." Ridge let out a sigh. I think I know what this is about, he said. You want me to forgive Brooke? Steffi crossed her arms like she was getting ready for a fight. No, Ridge, that is not what I want, she said. I want Ridge to make sure you are okay, and that you protect yourself from Brooke. Ridge looked over at Brooke, who was just standing by the window not saying a word. That is going to be really tough for me to do, Ridge said about protecting himself from Brooke. Hope came to her mom later, her eyes filled with a lot of confusion. She said to her mom, Mom, I love you. She said this quietly. This secret you kept hurt a lot of people, Hope said. Brooke nodded her head. I know that, she said. I will feel bad about it for the rest of my life. Hope hugged her mom anyway. She started to cry. We are people, Hope said. We do things sometimes. We have to deal with what we did. Eric called a family meeting at Forrester Creations because he really wanted to stop all the feelings. He said we are a family, and he meant it. Families can get through times. Ridge was standing near the window. He said, but some tough times can change everything. Taylor was watching him. She was worried about him. She told Ridge, do not let your anger make you do something you will be sorry for later. Ridge sighed. He said, I am already sorry about what happened at Forrester Creations. Brooke wanted to fix what was broken. It was really hard. She made Ridge's food because she thought it might help. She wrote him notes and said sorry a lot. It is not easy to trust someone again when they hurt you. Ridge still had feelings for Brooke. That made everything worse. The problem was that his love for her did not go away. It was still there. Now it was painful for him. Brooke and Ridge had a lot of problems. It seemed like love was not enough to make things better. One evening Ridge finally talked to her. He said, I do not hate you. Then he said, I do not know who we are anymore. Brooke started crying. She said, I miss the way we used to be. Ridge said quietly, I miss the way we used to be too, I miss us. Steffi and Hope were not seeing eye to eye. Steffi thought Ridge should just leave everything behind. Hope thought that Ridge could forgive and move on. Hope said people can change and get better over time. Steffi said, some things that happen to you can never be forgotten. Steffi and Hope had different ideas about what Ridge should do. Steffi believed that some things are just too hard to get over. Hope still thought that forgiveness was possible for Ridge. As the weeks went by, the family got used to a way of life. Brooke put all her energy into her job. Ridge spent all his time designing things. But the family members were still not close to each other emotionally. The emotional distance between them remained. The emotional distance was still there. One night Ridge was standing in front of the old photo wall in the mansion. There were pictures of Ridge and Brooke from over the years. Ridge and Brooke were smiling in some pictures, fighting in others. They were also loving each other, living their lives. Ridge touched one of the frames gently. Ridge said, we were happy, in a quiet voice. Brooke found him there. She said to him, we can still be together. Ridge turned to Brooke. His eyes were soft. He looked unsure. We can, Ridge said to Brooke. But happiness is not the same as it used to be, Ridge told Brooke. She took his hand. He did not pull his hand away from her. The Forrester family wasn't destroyed, but it was changed forever. Secrets have consequences. Love has limits. And sometimes the past refuses to stay buried.